Monday, October 14th, 2024, 1854 Central Time, Merriam City Council.
So anyway, I haven't seen it on my and I'll try to remember the name of our
Test. Merriam City Council meeting.
I missed you. Yeah, I also. I heard it was a little dead.
Yeah, I know. I know.
They're scarves. You can't figure out how to use a pen, but you guys will be able to. Really? I would say. Really reminded me by saying it. Thank you.
Oh.
You're right, that's correct.
I think everyone's here for the sergeant promotion? No? Oh, cool. Community center?
No, I'm an accountant.
Oh. We need those. Very important work. So you'll work for Donna, right? Donna Holloway?
Donna Dolan's no longer here, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Where'd she go?
I'm not too sure. She got I think she left around the time we started.
Huh. I know Trish left, and then I guess Donna went after him.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, I meant Trisha.
Cool. Thank you for your service.
Well, it got quiet, so I guess it's time to call the meeting to order. If anybody please stand for the pledge of allegiance.
United States of America, and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Mayor Pate,
Here.
Councilmember Shavetta. Here. Councilmember Hans. Here. Councilmember Caldwell.
Here.
Councilmember Leahy.
Here.
Councilmember Ryder. Here. Councilmember Silvers.
Here.
Councilmember Yavich. Here.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Okay, next item up is public items. Members of the public are encouraged to use this time to make comments about matters that do not appear on the agenda. Comments about items on the regular agenda will be taken as each item is considered. Please note individuals making public comments are limited to 5 minutes. We did have a blue sign-up sheet, which is empty right now, but that does not preclude anyone that would like to speak to the council to come forward. Is there anyone out there that would like to address the city council this evening? I see no one jumping up out of their seats, so I would guess that we have no one else to speak at the public comment section of our this evening, and so I'll close that up. Next item up is consent agenda. All items listed under this heading are considered to be routine by the city council, may be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless the council member so requests, in which case that item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered separately. We do have 3 items on the agenda this evening. Does any council member wish to have anything removed? I see nobody wanting anything removed. I would entertain a motion. Okay, Mr. Silvers.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to move that the council approve consent agendas items 1 through.
Okay, we have a motion and a second, Ms. Shivers.
Mr. Mayor, second.
Madam Clerk.
Councilmember Shavetta. Aye. Councilmember Hans. Aye. Councilmember Caldwell.
Aye.
Councilmember Leahy.
Aye.
Councilmember Ryder.
Aye.
Councilmember Silvers.
Aye.
Councilmember Yavich. Aye. Motion passes 7-0.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Next item up this evening is the mayor's report. The first thing we have this evening is a proclamation, which I always love reading those. So we will get right to that. This one is, whereas Indigenous Peoples Day was first proposed in 1977 by a delegation of Native nations to the International Conference on Discrimination Against Indigenous Populations in the Americas. And whereas a growing number of cities and towns in the United States have recognized the second Monday of October as Indigenous Peoples Day to celebrate Indigenous heritage and resiliency. And whereas the city of Merriam recognized it was founded and built upon lands first inhabited by Indigenous people of this region. And whereas the city of Merriam acknowledges and honors the historical, cultural, and contemporary significance of Indigenous members of our community. And whereas the city of Merriam wishes to preserve and promote the history and culture of all Indigenous people, and that the time has come to observe a yearly holiday in their name. Now therefore I, Bob Tate, by the virtue of the authority vested in me as the mayor of Merriam, Kansas, do hereby proclaim October 14th, 2024 as Indigenous Peoples Day, proclaimed on the 14th day of October 2024. I don't think we have anyone who this needs to see, so we will give that back to you, Madam Clerk, later for the records. Okay. Thank you. But let's give Indigenous people that are around me over there. We have numerous people early in the morning today. Okay, next item up I have is Employee Service Awards, third quarter 2024. Mr. Winkle is coming forward, and I'll come down and join you, sir.
So this is an exciting evening for us. We get to do this 4 times a year. This is where we recognize our tenured employees who have been here 5, 10, some multiple of 5 in terms of their service to the city of Merriam. So this is our 3rd quarter. Folks that in the 3rd quarter hit one of those benchmark anniversary years. So this is exciting time for us to acknowledge them in front of the council, for their families and friends and coworkers to be here and celebrate their service. So we're going to start with our 5-year employees. Our first 5-year employee with 5 years of dedicated service to our Park and Rec department is Cole Serber. I think he's not here, but let's give him a round of applause. Our second employee for 5 years of dedicated service with our Public Works Department is Ray Bolgavongza. He is not here, but let's give him a round of applause. Excited for those employees. Our next employee, who we're going to get to see twice tonight, but for purposes of this particular item, with 10 years of dedicated service to our police department, Christopher Meyers. Our next awardee with 25 years of dedicated service, this is to our administration department. This is for Kason Boulon. We've got another 25-year awardee with 25 years of dedicated service to our police department, Rhonda Brumbaugh. And then our last, I'm not sure I've ever given one away for this level of dedicated service, but with 35 years of dedicated service to our police department and to the residents of Merriam, Chief Darren McLaughlin.
Okay, we'll make a group photo.
This is the boss.
That's always a fun time. And Chief, just for the record, there is a retirement plan for you. You gotta do it.
You're the mayor, I'm here.
That's what you're thinking. Well, you're gonna be here a while. Okay. We've gone back 35 years at least. Been a joy working with the chief. Okay, next item up is, well, I'll come back down, or maybe I'm not. Promotion of Christopher Meyers, Sergeant, other things. So,
Mayor, Council, as is tradition, with the police department, what we like to do is when we make a promotion to one of our, mid-level supervisors or administrative, ranks, we like to bring them to the city council, introduce them, and then have what we call pinning ceremonies where, the officer that's getting promoted, we have, a relative come up of their choice and then their new rank on their, uniform. So tonight I'm happy to present to you, Christopher Meyers. We've promoted him to the rank of sergeant, and we're happy to have him starting out as a street level supervisor, taking care of business out there. So, do you have it come up?
My wife and stepson.
Can't do a sergeant badge. You can draw a little blood, it's okay. Step out of this one once you get over this one. You're good. You want a good looking picture? Chris, congratulations.
Congratulations, Sergeant. Just for the record, I did photo bomb you, so. All right, next item up is new employee introductions. Who's in charge of that? Bartlett? Or Mr. Merriam?
I believe I am in charge of that. So this is something that, I think we might have started a quarter ago. If we didn't start it, we thought about doing it a quarter ago. But we thought it would be appropriate, not just that the council and our residency, our folks that hit those 5, 10, 15-year benchmarks, but if we actually introduce new employees to the council, I'd give them an opportunity to come up, and introduce themselves and just tell you who they are, what department they work in, so that we can put a face with the name, and then we can let them go back and sit down and hopefully not be too embarrassed to get up and speak at the podium. But we've got a couple new employees that we started. Michael, I want to have you come up and introduce yourself to the city council. Michael is one of our new employees in our finance department, but he's going to repeat exactly what I just told you.
Certainly.
I'm Mike Larkin. I am in the finance department as the new accountant. Started about a month and a half ago to 2 months, on the 19th of August, so pretty new to me still, but I'm really enjoying it so far. I've done great work with everyone here.
Thank you for coming on board with us, Mike.
Thank you, Michael. Appreciate it. Welcome. Welcome. Next employee we're going to bring up is Lillian Scheck with our police department. She just, well, I won't do what I did to Michael, I'll let her.
I'm Lillian Shank, I'm with the police department, I've been in the CSO, and I work in the evidence department too, so. I've been here almost 90 days.
We don't have plaques for that. Anybody else, they might as good. We've got one other person that's next quarter, correct? Those are our new employees. Let's give one more round of applause. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you both for coming this evening, and so we know her name with face, or face with the name, and welcome to Team Merriam. So let's see, next item up we have is confirm the appointment of Alex Supple to the Park and Recreation Advisory Board for the term expiring December 31st, 2025. And I got a chance and opportunity to meet with Alex, and she's going to be a great asset to our park board. Looking forward for her being there. And I told her she didn't have to come. So, but anyway, I guess I'll give you a little history about Alex. Is that She's been here for several years, with her husband and children. And she's actually a assistant principal over in the Turner School District, and has her PhD. So she's actually Dr. Supple, which we don't have to address her as that, she said, but she has accomplished a lot, and I think she's gonna bring a lot to our park forward, so I would entertain the motion. I think we have that for. Let's see.
Yes.
Okay, who would like to make that motion? Oh, I'm sorry, with this one? We're looking at this one.
Mr. Mayor?
Okay, Ms. Haynes.
Well, although, if there's anyone down there who knows her, that's fine. Mr. Mayor,
Okay.
I move that the council confirm the appointment of Alex Supple to the Parks and Recreation Advisory Board for the term expiring December 31st, 2025.
Okay, I have a motion, do I hear a second? Go ahead, Ms. Shepard.
Mr. Mayor, second.
Okay, Madam Clerk, we have a motion and a second.
Councilmember Hans.
Aye.
Councilmember Paul.
Aye.
Councilmember Leahy.
Aye.
Councilmember Ryder. Aye. Councilmember Silvers.
Aye.
Councilmember Yodridge. Aye. Councilmember Shavetta.
Aye.
Motion passes 7-0.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Last time I have a mayor's report, is I always like to say a little bit about what the council members and I have been doing during the last, this particular time, it's 3 weeks, instead of 2 weeks. But I and several council members attended the Merriam Police Department Night Out Against Crime event. It was held at Waterfall Park, food fellowshipping, crime stopping advice was provided. Thank you, Chief, and please pass along our thanks to all the chefs that cooked up those hot dogs. Our PD then, on the next day, hosted a Coffee with the Cop event at Polititsa. I and several council members attended that as well. Though Bill is a free event, it did cost me some money as I purchased a couple of loaves to take home with me. But it's, and I would always encourage anyone else that hasn't had their bread. It's very good. Makes great Christmas gifts. And if you might want to know what kind I like that walnut one, you know, just saying, but anyway, it is good. I and several council members attended the Tim Murphy Art Gallery opening night. Great art, great snacks, always provided down there. If you haven't seen the art, please get down there and see it soon. As I mentioned earlier, I did meet with Dr. Supple over coffee, got to know a little bit about her. I met Mr. Engel concerning some matters pertaining to the city as we strategize on how to make Merriam even a little bit better. So it's thanks for being there. And then I and several council members attended the Merriam Drive Live event at the Farmers Market. We had 4 bands, several food and beverage trucks. It was a great turnout, enjoyed by many. The band even sang happy birthday to our assistant city administrator, Caitlin. Happy birthday. And so the happy birthday, belated birthday. Thanks go out to Director Slocum and her staff and all the park board members and everybody who had a hand to make that event so successful. I attended the Sherwood Forest Block Party, got to meet several new neighbors up in that area. I encouraged them to make applications because they were in Ward 4 for our vacant council, Ward 4 council position, and actually somebody came in and applied. So my understanding is we have 5 applicants now that are going to be coming forward, and we'll be looking and interviewing those at our next council meeting. So hopefully we're going to be able to attend that meeting. All of them are excellent candidates, and I'm sure we'll get a good one. I attended the Fire Department retiree breakfast, brought those people up to speed. They always like to know what's happening in Merriam. I appreciate being invited over there. I attended Johnson County Kiwanis Luncheon. It's a service organization, as you all know, and got to talk to many individuals in there about our community. Everybody always wants to know what's going on in Merriam. And they're real excited about all of our new restaurants and stuff that we have coming on board, our Merriam Grand Station. I and several council members, city staff, and Principal Jenna LaPenta from Crestview and Principal Amy Seminole from Merriam Park attended the Shawnee Education Foundation breakfast. Great programs provided by the students over there, those who were able to attend. And they also talk about obviously what's going on at the school district itself. And this year's slogan is "All In for Shawnee Mission," in case you want to know what the slogan was for this year. I and Mr. Engel met with Johnson County Commissioner Chairman Kelly, County Manager Penny Postenak, and library staff to discuss economic development in our area, and kind of what the future plans for Antioch Library might be going on. And I have nothing to report this time, but it was a good meeting. A council member attended Ward 3 Black Party, and I missed that one, but I did attend, and a council member attended the Black Party on Carey Lane. And there was a lot of new people over there. It's interesting to see, there must have been 20 kids under the age of 5 or 6. I mean, we're re-greening Merriam, and that's good. Councilman, let's see, well, okay, that's the one. Okay, I and several council members attended the Overland Park Fire Department open house. Thank you, Chief, for putting that on our very own Station 46 upstairs. They gave away smoke alarms and smoke alarm batteries, and gave away some snacks. They didn't have steak over there, but that was okay. It was great. And they reminded me to remind everyone out there that as you change your clock, change your batteries and your smoke alarms. So don't forget to do that. That concludes my mayor's report. All right, next item up, I guess, is council items. Consider the 2025 flag display calendar.
Hello, good evening.
Let's go.
If you all recall, earlier this year, you adopted a flag policy for the flag displays out front of City Hall and the Municipal Plaza out front. Included in your packet is the schedule of requested flags for the following year, 2025. Those were requested by Councilmember Leahy. And so with that, we just need a vote on the 2025 calendar.
Anyone have any questions for Ms. Gard before we entertain a motion?
Just because this is recorded, I have a question.
Okay, go ahead.
Could you review what the full calendar is, so the other events that we're going to do?
Sure, and I'm sorry, please fill me in if I missed one. I don't have it right in front of me here, but we will also be having a first responders flag display out front of the police department on National First Responders Week, which is upcoming at the end of October, at the beginning of November. I believe they're gonna go up next Friday, be up for 2 weekends. First responders fallen lines of duty death. So we'll be honoring those first responders, and then obviously also our Flags for Freedom event that we hold annually.
Any questions, Ms. Gard? Oh,
Yeah, just a point of clarification. The first one, the Pride LGBTQ flag, is for the month of June, because the flag application or request then has some funky dates.
Yeah, the dates were a little bit funky on that. We might have to work on that request next year. But the Pride flag was requested for the entirety, for the month of June for all 4 flags. There was another request also during the month of June, so we'll be flying 4 Pride flags for the first 2 weeks, 2 Pride flags, 2 Juneteenth flags for the middle of June, and then the remaining two weeks will be the Pride flags again.
Thank you, Mr. Kohler, for bringing it to our attention. Okay, if there are no other questions, I would entertain a motion for this. Okay, go ahead, Ms. Chavez.
Actually, I think Jacob should.
Oh, Jacob, okay. Mr. Leahy.
I just want to make sure that I'm the only one who submitted nominations, because this is what we asked for, this is what we all wanted to do. Make sure that there weren't any, make sure it's not like me carrying the banner for this, that this, a little bit of like discussion, but also like, did everybody know that these flags had already been nominated?
I understood that when we passed our resolution, we'd already designated that. I don't know if it was a month, a week, or whatever, but there was something already in there about LGBTQ. Is that not right?
No, it was directly by request, filling out
Okay.
the form coming from council members themselves.
Okay, I thought there were 2 events. I thought it was first responders and that one. Okay.
So then perhaps we owe you a big thank you.
Yes,
Yeah.
we do.
It happened to come about during June, so
Yes.
those 2 were top of mind.
Right.
During June.
I also understood that Jacob and I had communicated and that he had nominated the ones that I immediately came to my mind, and that I was going to marinate in it for a minute before I decided which ones I wanted to nominate for the following year. So I shall carry another banner, figuratively, literally.
Thank you for submitting those, Mr. Leahy.
I'm happy to make the nomination if there's no other discussion.
I would just want to, before you make the nomination, I would just like to encourage anyone in the audience or anyone that might be watching this, that if there is something that you would like to have flown, you just need to contact your council person. That request does have to come from a council person to actually come before us. but that doesn't preclude anyone from our citizens or businesses to come forward and ask a councilperson to do that.
We also need to qualify the timeline for it, so anything for 2025 has passed, so any requests would be coming in for 2026.
Thank you for bringing that up.
Before this time next year.
For this time next year. Okay, with that, Mr. Leahy, I'll entertain a motion.
I move that the council approve the 2025 flag display calendar.
Okay, we have a motion, Ms. Chavez.
Mr. Mayor, second.
Okay, Madam Clerk, we have a motion and a second.
Councilmember Caldwell.
Aye.
Councilmember Leahy.
Aye.
Councilmember Ryder.
Aye.
Councilmember Silvers.
Aye.
Councilmember Yodridge.
Aye.
Councilmember Shavetta.
Aye.
Councilmember Hands.
Aye.
Motion passes 7-0.
Madam Clerk, looks like the next item up on the council items is consider a resolution of intent to organize waste collection service. And we have Ms. Card standing there to fill us in.
Sure do. This is our first formal action to proceed with single hauler trash service. We've talked about this on a number of occasions. We held the public hearing for this as outlined by state statute back in August. There is a 30-day waiting period that we are required to do by statute between that public hearing and when you all consider the resolution, which is what is before you tonight. It was included in your packet. I will say what was included in your packet was exactly what was published for the public hearing. So the first part of that, which was actually the notice, obviously isn't the resolution you're passing. So where it starts with resolution is where you're gonna actually be voting on tonight. But I will say, I'm happy to answer any questions. I don't have a ton of information for you other than what we've already discussed. I will say we have put together a resident work group to help with the single hauler process. I believe we have some representatives tonight with us. Thank you for your service and volunteering. But if you would pull up the calendar, please. Just to go over the calendar one more time with you, it was included in your packet. A much, much more detailed version of this calendar was included in your packet. Again, this is the best case scenario. Tonight, you'll be voting on the resolution of intent to organize collection service, assuming that that passes tonight. Over the course of the next few months, that work group is gonna put together what's called an organized collection service plan. You're gonna hear it called a lot of things. A contract, a bid, an RFQ, a collection plan. All of those generally mean the same thing. We're essentially putting together the document that we're gonna go out to bid. And then you're going to consider and approve that at the December 9th council meeting. And then from there, we're gonna go out to bid. So we won't know the price, we won't know the contractor until after we go out to bid. So that's probably still the number one question we're receiving, to be honest. We won't know that information for quite a few months. But once we do go out to bid, that'll be the first quarter of 2025. We'll come back with that bid. They'll adopt, or you will consider that contract, and then assuming you approve it, we will move forward with negotiation for that contract and moving forward with single hauler. So again, this is the same timeline that is presented to you a number of times now. Nothing has changed, but I'm happy to answer any questions.
Go ahead.
It's not really a question, but I can form it as one if you'd like. But just because I still get ambiguity and questions about this. This is the process to solicit bids to know whether or not we would like to implement single hauler service.
Correct.
Not, we're doing this all because we're going to. We have to solicit bids to form, I guess, to know what our contract will, to know if we get a bid that would be worth adopting or accepting.
We can back out of this process at any time, but this is the statutory process we have to go through if we want to move forward. Correct.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Ms. Shveta.
And just to clarify, the state statute has only been in effect for a certain amount of time. Everyone else in the area that has single hauler didn't have to use that state statute because it didn't exist.
That's correct.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, go ahead.
And I may be months early on this, but I see in the schedule out in April that we then have another ordinance that establishes it. Does that include the specific hauler?
Yeah, that'll be the plan, essentially
So
approving the contract.
If we are not happy with that hauler, do we have to then have another ordinance and another plan? And
We'll have to write it into the contract, essentially an opt-out clause or a termination clause of the contract. It's gonna be a number of days. The work group is gonna help establish that in the bidding process when we put together that organized collection plan. part of those bid documents are gonna be essentially out clauses.
Okay, so every time we change vendors, we have the new organized collection plan that becomes an ordinance.
Correct. It will be a number of years though. The contract will recommend.
If we're
Number of years,
satisfied.
correct.
Okay, thank you. It's just hard to get my head around. This is a pretty laborious process.
It's almost like they made it that way.
Welcome to go.
And then just one more sort of comment question. And there are, on the resident committee, there are people representing each part of the city, correct?
Correct, yep, representatives from each board.
Thank you.
And we thank all those interest that stepped forward. And
Thank you for your service.
Yeah, good service. It's gonna be interesting. And, okay, go ahead, Mr. Silvers.
We've been very careful to get our citizens' opinions on whether they want this or not. And I want to, once again, thank you for putting that data in the packet to remind us. Because this weekend, I experienced multiple conversations with people where they weren't fully aware that this was going on, even though we did have public meetings and we sent out postcards and other information like that. If people want to go on the website and still give their opinion, that is still available for them to
Absolutely.
utilize.
Yep, we have a website set up specifically with this information. It does have that form where they can fill out to their heart's desire, merriam.org/trash service.
And we do get to see those.
It's always good to get as many comments as we can from our community. And that's one of the things I would encourage all the council members to do as well. I know I've been doing as I attend these flag parties. I don't tell them what I personally think, but I ask them what do they think and let them know about it, because like Mr. Silver said, we don't always, some people don't even know that we're talking about it. And, but please do so. Let's get the word out. Okay. Any other questions for Ms. Gordon? Okay, I would entertain a motion then, if we want to move forward with a resolution. Okay, Ms. Haynes.
Mr. Mayor, I move that the council adopts a resolution stating the intention to organize waste collection services.
Okay, we have a motion. Do I have a second? Go ahead, Ms. Shantridge.
Mr. Mayor, second.
Okay, we have a motion second, Madam Clerk.
Councilmember Leahy.
Aye.
Councilmember Ryder.
Aye.
Councilmember Silvers.
Aye.
Councilmember Yodridge. Aye. Councilmember Shabeta.
Hi.
Councilmember Hands.
Aye.
Councilmember Caldwell.
Aye.
Motion passes 7-0.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Thank you, Ms. Carter. Next item up is on staff items, the October CIP update. Looks like we have Director Cumke at the podium.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. The update is in your packet, and you can feel free to ask me any questions about the projects. I do have one update since we wrote this and put it in the packet. The 75th Street Bridge, Overland Park has negotiated with Pyramid to be the design build, and it will go to council on November 4th. So they will start the whole design build process. I don't know construction yet, but I'll keep you updated as I find out more.
But we've already approved our bid. Is that true?
You've approved the budget.
Right.
Yes,
Okay.
the agreement to cost share,
Okay.
and it should be within the cost. Yes.
Any other questions? Director Cumke? Oh, go ahead, Mr. Silvers.
Out of curiosity, how close are they to finishing up the stormwater project at 48 down to 50?
The 50th and England project?
Yeah, 50.
So they have gotten all the pipe in, and they started lining last week, but they had to pull off, so they're gonna be coming back. So really the lining, a couple stormwater inlet tops, and then they'll do our sod restoration, and they should be done. So we're pretty close.
It's looking really good.
Good. It's always a matter of, as you've learned from other projects, getting the sod contractor in, because they only have so much time to do it, and so they, you know, it's a busy time to try to get that in, but that's the next step.
It's always good to remind the sod contractors the grade side's up. You're gonna get many laughs on that. Okay, any other questions for Director
been the problem this.
All right, well, I would entertain a motion, I don't have a motion, excuse me, I don't have any motions for that, and we're just, that was just an update. No other questions for him, and thank you for our update. Informational items, we have Park and Recreation Advisory Board minutes, were in our packets. Does anybody have any questions for Slocum concerning that? We appreciate your attending, and someday maybe you'll be able to speak, but, right? Oh, yeah, okay, you did. It's all good. It's all good. All right, well, let's see, we don't have an executive session or anything this evening, do we, Mr. Engel? Do you have anything else from staff?
I would just echo the mayor's comments earlier. Thanks, Merriam Drive Live, fantastic event. Our volunteers and our staff can't do it without them. And then we did have 5 candidates for the Ward 4 vacancy, so there will be an election at the next meeting. We have shared that process with the public and the council already. We will send out the questions, which are also public, to our candidates this week, so they've got time to consider them for the next meeting. Be happy to answer any questions you have.
Any questions for Mr. Engel? See no questions from Mr. Engel. It's not on record, but if there's no other business before us, I would entertain a motion for adjournment. Ms. Haynes?
Mr. Mayor, I move we adjourn.
Okay, we have a motion. Ms. Chavez?
Mr. Mayor, second.
We have a motion and a second, Madam Clerk.
All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting's adjourned.
Oh, you're the new Parks Board guy.
What's that?
You're the new Parks Board guy.
No, that's a different Alex.
Different Alex.
Yeah. I think the other Alex was female, Jones.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Not judging.
No, not at all. Never know nowadays, right?
Yeah. 2024, all right.
That's the Kerry Lane block party, that's my neighborhood. 7th Street, it's 70th and
I guess when I was looking through
You're on the east side. Ward 4 is the L-shaped block. It's everything between Shining Mission and 67.
Yeah.
And everything east of Antioch.
Hi, Caitlin. Hi, Caitlin. Nice to meet you.
And those two overlap. And Ward 3 is below.
For sure.
Timber Ridge.
Yeah, well, there's gonna be lots of problems.
And I always try to.
Yeah, and that webpage, if you hit custodians, Merriam.org, it's got all, I tried to outline everything.
You're missing out on the fun.
Oh, yeah, well.
No, I think I
there's,
just, yeah.
and then there's,
Email.
Sure. Yeah, well, thank you.
I know that there are other.
Hey, I saw people. What's that? Yeah, my, you should have money.
I'll see you guys on the 24th, right? Okay, and you have my email if you need me in the meantime. And thank you for getting me that. Absolutely. You're welcome. I hope. Yes, I didn't realize it was gonna do that. It comes to my Gmail, which is. Yeah, is it? My bad. Well, if I. So I should be able to just. You should be able to get
Yeah,
it.
so it's just a setting in the Gmail.
Okay, well, let me know if you guys need anything, okay?
Yep, thank you.
Very nice to meet you guys.
Yeah.
Caitlin Guard, I'm the assistant city administrator. Yeah, so, very nice to meet you. Bye. Yeah, thanks.
Scouts that I wolf ball games. So like, oh, I know, it's shares feature in it. I know, it's sucking you in, I know. Yeah. It's the way technology.
Are you seeing it? I don't know, I have you, Sue, your neighbors too, right? What's your last name? Oh, yeah. I know you're here.